ouvindo? Já consegue me ouvir? Alguma coisa assim? Ok, para o evento que já vai começar, galera. Mais um Night City Ware. Esse deve ser o último, em que vamos ter mais algumas novidades sobre o jogo CyberPunk 2077. Vamos ter também, assim como o Matheus já falou, né? Vai ter também o vencedor do concurso internacional de cosplay que teve. E a gente tá esperando, vamos ver o que vai ter aí, gente, que eu tô meio maluco com isso aqui, cara. Eu acho que eu vou tá sem cam hoje, eu não vou estar com a câmerazinha, só pra deixar mais a imagem aparecendo, tá? Pra vocês, pra gente também não ficar chateados, porque eu quero ver a imagem. Com certeza já deve ter... Gente, com certeza deve aparecer algum trailer, com certeza deve ter alguma coisa que até o pessoal já estava comentando, né, lá no Vale, no grupo do Vale, sobre o carro. A Porsche disse que hoje vai ter alguma coisa a ver da marca hoje no evento, né? É isso aí, Matheus, Porsche do Johnny. Cara, e aquele 911 é bonito pra caramba, velho. Meu Deus do céu. Porsche 911 é muito lindo, velho. Não, ficou maneiro, eu vi, cara, eu vi. Já vou abrir aqui. Tela cheia. A gente dá uma olhada nisso que vai acontecer hoje, velho. Que eu tô... É o trailer final, né, velho? Sem atraso. Sem atraso. Já tá pronto o jogo, né? Como a gente viu semana passada. O jogo já tá pronto. E sem atraso, pelo amor de Deus. Mano, é muito maneiro, olha isso aqui, ó, tipo assim, eles até deixam você fazer um call streaming, tá ligado? Tipo, é legal você reproduzir o nosso conteúdo, tá ok, sabe? Isso é muito maneiro, velho. Eita aí, ó, segundou, vambora. novidades. Abrindo a contagem agora. Ah, moleque, vai começar. Foi.
You don't believe in no fate. Every day digging the grave. Stepping up here with the snakes. City of dreams, city of.
Welcome to Night City Wire, Episode 4, the show from us at CD Projekt Red, where we talk about all things CyberPunk 2077. We're going to start today's episode by giving you a look at just some of the vehicles you might procure during your time in Night City, and having a chat to senior vehicle artist Paul, who's going to give us a little bit more information before we take you behind the scenes and a look at the lengths the teams have gone to bring vehicles to life. We're also going to have news on an exciting collaboration. Then we're going to be talking about fashion and styles in Night City before we recap the incredibly talented finalists in our CyberPunk cosplay contest. We'll then wrap up today's episode with some news about Stadia. There is a lot to talk about, so let's get started.
Vamos começar agora, vamos ver.
In a huge open world like Night City, you need a chill ride to get around fast.
Caraca.
And in CyberPunk 2077, there are tons of cool vehicles to choose from.
Get this. 4-liter engine, 6-cylinder, goes from 0 to 100 in 3.2 seconds. You fucking believe that?
Mano, a moto, velho.
We've crafted every car and motorbike with amazing attention to detail. On the chassis, the body, not to mention the interiors. You can expect every one not only to look unique, but to deliver a unique driving experience.
All right, show me what you got.
Don't expect advanced tech or luxurious materials here. Nuh-uh.
Yeah, it's not the size that counts, I guess.
This class is mostly utility vehicles and low-end clunkers made for every pocket.
Hold on. It's a wreck.
My damn wreck.
Sistema de carro, de diferença de um carro para outro dentro do jogo, velho.
If you need to impress, look to this class alone.
Mano, que surreal.
I'm putting my ride on the line. Either you match it in cash, or you can forget about the fight.
With these wheels, no expense has been spared, no frill ignored. Their plush interiors decked out in all the latest tech, while you get to sit back and enjoy the ride. Masterful engineering and practical design. Trucks and tanks for when you need power and brute force.
Hell of a machine.
Neat beast. My pride and joy.
And these monsters are literally unstoppable. These are for chooms who love the smell of exhaust and the roar of street wildlife. Their powerful engines and exchangeable parts make them perfect for tuning.
Come on! I want to smell that choo-choo burn!
Whether it's street racing, running from the NCPD, or just showing off in the streets, with these high-powered beasts, you will have only respect.
Oh yeah, like that!
If you need speed and armor, the Hypercar class is for you. It means precise bodywork, built-in LiDAR arrays, and really expensive materials.
Imagine you're sitting on a pile of eddies. Probably less than 1,000 people in the world can afford the Erendite.
Mano,
Not your typical urban vehicle.
Esse supercar ficou muito maneiro
They will
também.
take you places you never dreamed you'd go.
Mas eu fiquei
Oh,
apaixonado
and
pela
original
moto.
vehicles are not all you'll find in 2077. We also found room on our roster for some true automotive icons.
Floor it, V.
Paul, thank you so much for joining us. I think it's
Viu,
fair to
apareceu
say
o
we've
Porsche
come
lá
a
no
really
fim
long way
do
from Roach and
Johnny
The Witcher.
Silver. Com
So
certeza isso é um
there's a lot
Porsche.
to talk about.
Que essa
There's a lot to talk about. What do you want to talk about?
Lanterna dele é
Well,
a
let's start with the
característica.
various classes of different cars, because in the
Agora
video
ela
we
vai
saw there were
explicar
things like
pouco
economy
mais
and
sobre o que eu
luxury
falei,
vehicles. But can
sobre
you
a
tell us a
diferença
bit
dos
more about
veículos
their
em
kind of
jogo,
design
porque eles são
philosophy?
diferentes,
Like,
cada
what does each kind of
é uma
class
classe,
offer when people are driving
e
them
o
around
que
Night City?
pode se esperar de cada
Absolutely.
uma delas.
Depending on the variation of the car that you're either buying or stealing, depending on your flavor, yeah, you'll notice that they don't just look different, but they'll also drive different and feel different. If you're buying or stealing a nice fancy looking sports color version of a car, you'll notice that it drives, you know, faster, sounds a little bit more punchy and sporty than, for example, a junkier version of that same car. You know, it can have solar panels tied to the roof or some other pipes that are hot wiring some other, you know, cyberpunk components in your car. And well, you know, if it looks cheap, it probably drives cheap too.
So it seems that not only do the
Como sempre no
cars
mundo
look good on
cyberpunk
the
é o
outside,
dinheiro
but
que
there's an
importa,
awful
né?
lot of
Se você
detail
tem
on the
carro
inside
pobre,
as
você vai
well. Things like the
dirigir
dashboard. So can you tell us more
pobre.
about that? Because I know if you find a Quadra Type 66 in the city, it's going to look totally different from the Quadra Type 66 that the gangs are driving out in the Badlands, both outside and inside.
Yep, definitely. If you're about to steal a very nice high-end car, for example, when you get in, you'll see the dashboard light up nicely, you'll see your dial indicators revving a little bit, but that may not exist for a junk version at all. It may have the dashboard ripped out completely. No matter what your flavor is, you'll find something that suits your needs.
So what about racing then? Will there be racing? Because I know people have been asking.
Yes, we're absolutely going to have several races in the game. Different locations, if you know you're going to be driving in the Badlands, maybe bring a Nomad car, because it's just built for driving in the Badlands. But if you know you're going to be racing in Night City, just bring the hottest wheels you've got, because you're going to need all the power you can get. No matter where you're racing though, you need to bring a gun, because this is Night City and you never know what's going to happen.
Okay, so you talk about bringing cars then. Let's talk about like storing and calling cars, because we know people can steal them. But what if somebody's found a car and they absolutely love this particular one? Is there a way for players to kind of build that collection? And then how do they actually, you know, summon them?
Well, summoning cars works pretty much the same as you would summon Roach in The Witcher 3. Your transportation may or may not show up on a roof somewhere, but you know, we're still working on fixing some bugs here and there. But yeah, if there's a car that you really, really like very much, if you can't wait to own a Quadra or a Type 66, you'll get a message from your fixer and says, hey, I've got a Quadra for sale for you, you want to buy it? All you have to do is drive over, pay the money, and you've got your very own Quadra. Not to mention that every single vehicle that you buy, every single player vehicle, is absolutely unique in every way. It's got a unique interior, unique exterior, paint job. You know, it'll sound different, but it'll also handle different.
Só que o Rodrigo,
so in the video we did mention there was space for a true automotive icon. Do you want to reveal what that actually is?
Of course. The car in question here is Johnny Silverhand's car. And Johnny Silverhand is, well, he's a big rocker boy and he needs some wheels to match. So we gave him a 911 Porsche from 1977, which means in 2077, Johnny's car is going to be exactly 100 years old.
Well, Paul, thank you so much for your time today. Personally, I think I'm going to try and balance being a super cool badass mercenary and driving a Mai Mai, because I love that little car. I think I could do it, right? I could be cool and in a Mai Mai.
Definitely. Mai Mai is absolutely cool as long as you stay on the road and not on the sidewalk.
I'll try my very best. We'll see. In past episodes, we've said that music plays a huge part in bringing Night City to life, but it's not just music. Our teams went to incredible lengths to recreate and capture the sounds that really bring these vehicles to life. I mean, they might have had some fun driving them, but I'm pretty sure that's just a perk of the job.
Falando sobre... Nossa, agora tá dando os behind the scenes de como eles fizeram a captação de som dos carros, tá ligado? Porque, óbvio, todo carro do jogo ele é inspirado num carro real, de um modelo real. Então, nada mais justo do que ter o som do carro do jogo.
We started
óbvio,
with the visuals, and then we wanted to, like, attach a proper sound to the visuals so that you have like a nice feeling or a nice vibe of the complete car. And then we moved on to organizing the whole thing. Early on, we made the decision that we are going to record on the racetracks, and then we are going to record cars in movement. We started cooperation with Tomek Chopik, who is like very, very well-known racing driver in Poland. That's really a nice sensation when you're driving with a racing driver and then he pushes the car to the limits. Like you can feel the G's with the braking and tight cornering, and you can feel the car actually like bending the laws of physics. We wanted to record a broad spectrum of cars, so we started with the powerful muscle cars, and then we went to more screamy tuned V6s, inline 6s, and then we went to V10s. We wanted to grab the off-road cars. We of course grabbed some drift cars, just to have the more aggressive character in the cars. We had to assemble a sound group or a sound team that would make the placing of the mics process very, very fast, because we had plenty of cars to do in a short time span.
We had the team of mechanics from a rally team, and they helped us immensely. What they've done, they've allowed us to put the microphones into places that we wouldn't be able to access differently. Putting a mic right into the car, they helped us to locate the places that are best.
Usually place 3 microphones in the engine bay, 3 microphones in the exhaust, and 2 microphones in the car. Cars are very, very complex in terms of sound, and it's very difficult to get all the necessary components that you have to make it sound believable.
But we were trying to look for something that would give us the character of the engine.
Ah, é a música do boy aí, ó.
We wanted to use normal, organic, electric engine that you could actually have in the nowadays car.
We didn't want the engines to be futuristic, sci-fi-ish sounding. We want them much more organic, much more down-to-earth, something that would represent the combustion engine. And on top of that, we added small elements like the futuristic horns or like a futuristic UI of a car. It makes you feel like you are in a car of the future, and some car might talk to you, other car might have blips and bobs that will make you feel like you're in a futuristic vehicle.
Ele tá falando que realmente os veículos eles têm que ter essa pegada de futurista, mas que você tem que se sentir bem andando com eles. Então nada mais justo
We
do
wanted
que
to
ter
be
som real
very, very
do
close
carro,
to
né?
what Mike set up in the lore. And early on, we decided to record Johnny's original car, which is Porsche 911 930 from 1977.
We recorded on dyno in control environment in a chamber. We could put Mike in very different places. Porsche 930 that we recorded is the only car really that will be really sounding like the real car in the real world.
We recorded more than 40 vehicles.
Not often do we record so many vehicles for a game that is not really a racing game.
Truth being told, this was the hardest part in my sound career, and I'm very, very proud of what we achieved with the sound team. This was something that we didn't do before, so creating the designs, creating the technology behind how the sound behaves, that's the best thing actually I ever did in my sound career.
Que bom, né, cara? Porque pelo que a gente também já tá esperando, velho.
There has been a lot of talk about cars so far, so let's take a look at another collaboration. This time with Johnny Silverhand. I mean Keanu Reeves.
The smell.
Ah, olha aí quem aparece aí.
The travel.
Yeah.
Journey. Freedom.
Mano,
you know, it's not like deeper.
O cara ajudou no teste, velho. Não acredito nisso.
I'm Gard Hollinger.
I'm Keanu Reeves.
And we're here as representatives of Arch Motorcycle, and we're doing some audio recording for CyberPunk 2077. Arch Motorcycle is a custom production motorcycle company. What's unique about it is that the motorcycles are built on a production platform, but each one is designed to be able to be personalized for each customer.
Motinha chata, né, gente? Aí, ó. Eita, meu Deus.
When CD Projekt Red approached me about doing CyberPunk 2077, they also spoke about integrating. They were fans of, or I guess people who worked at the company were fans of Arch Motorcycle, and so they broached the idea of creating kind of specialized CyberPunk 2077 version of the Arch Motorcycle, and I thought that was a very fine idea.
We have a motorcycle we've designed and we've been developing called the Method 143, and so that I think in particular was a creative inspiration for the designers. So they sort of used that as a basis and then went further. So it has a totally different, crazy-looking power plant.
We did a little customization.
It's good. I like it.
Today we're capturing sounds, getting some actual sounds of a power plant, drivetrain, and
Pô, mas o Wesley, ele tava aparecendo mais atrelado ao carro, ao Porsche, tá ligado? Eu não sabia que ele ia aparecer com a moto. Sabe qual é?
It has a sort of a racing engine in it compared to a production motorcycle. It has a dual exhaust system. And it sounds pretty.
Ai, Borisca.
Sounds good. I could definitely blindfolded tell.
Rapaziada, sempre lembrando de deixar aquele like maroto.
Sounding motorcycle.
Se puder compartilhar a live. Eu sei que ela é rápida, mas tudo bem, né? Pra nós aí que nós ajuda. Uma boa, Wesley, mandou.
Nature of the role-playing aspect of the game, I think it'll be cool, like to be on a bike and hearing that, going through the city streets and getting into the madness and mayhem.
CyberPunk meu queixo 2077.
As with all episodes of Night City Wire, if you're tuning in late or if you just want to watch anything again, we will be uploading everything to our channels soon. Now it's time to talk about styles in Night City. Are you more kitsch or neo-militarism?
É isso mesmo? Vamos falar de estilo? Vamos falar de estilo em 2077 agora.
Welcome to the brief authoritative history of Night City. This chapter is devoted to so-called styles, deeply linked with the history of the world, and a very important aspect of life in the city. You can find them everywhere. In cars, clothes, guns, implants. They are your war paint. As one of our sponsors says, it matters not if you're dead, as long as you're doing it in style.
The moves on this girl! Swoosh, swoosh! Slicing them up like sashimi!
4 visual styles are evident in the Night City of 2077, each with its own history, status, and features.
Mano, o neomilitarismo é muito lindo.
Neon hair, illuminated tattoos, and chrome. Function comes second. Looks are what matter.
Cara é pop, mano. É o Justin Bieber, mano. Você vira ali o Justin Bieber? Ué, que é isso, meu irmão?
Stanley here with you, and we got another day ahead of us in this city of dreams.
The Fourth Corporate War broke out, and entropism was born. Vast and deep crises forced people to find ways to survive by any means. Getting the job done, no matter how, was the primary goal. The look? Who cares?
I love this town. Love it like you might love a mother who popped you out on the steps of an orphanage once and now stops you to ask if you got a song for her.
Por isso que tem nego de sunga.
Fuck this job! Fuck this city!
Rentão total esse aí.
Deadly elegance
aí, ó,
without
gostei desse aí, ó.
ostentation.
Neomilitarismo.
Corporate militaristic fashion, mostly seen in the wealthier parts of town. Substance over style, that's the motto.
lá, o Borisca aí, ó. Olha os caras vestidos, olha lá, ó. Tudo neutral evil, olha lá, ó.
Celebrities, brain dance stars, business magnates, heirs to corporate fortunes, and corporate executives. They abandoned the cold, deadly elegance of neo-militarism and returned to the roots of kitsch, but gave it a fresh, new look.
Oh shit, these hands. Sometimes it seems like I just brushed something and sparks fly.
Thank you for your attention. We wish you a very pleasant stay in our marvelous metropolis. Good luck, and goodbye.
NC's legends! Know where you'll find most of them? The graveyard! Luckily, matters not where you're from, matters not where you start. What matters here is the walk you walk.
Just before this episode started, you might have tuned in early and seen our CyberPunk cosplay contest finale. But just in case you've missed it, we've prepared a little summary for you featuring our very talented finalists. In the CyberPunk cosplay contest, we asked our very talented community to cosplay a character from the game based on the art, screenshots, videos, cosplay guides, etc. We thought regular trophies weren't quite cool enough, so we decided that the top 3 will receive detailed props based on weapons from the game. They have been specifically made for this occasion, and the winners can do with them as they please. And now, the 12 best CyberPunk cosplayers who have competed for first place in the first official CyberPunk 2077 cosplay contest. Are you ready to meet them?
Caraca, mano. Da hora, velho. Ah, tá, pelo jeito eles gravaram as apresentações deles, eles gravaram tipo filmes também, né? Porque é cada um dos que foram selecionados pra final. Você vê que é uma parada muito bem que já tá sendo feita há um tempinho já, né?
Now, before we wrap up today's episode, there is one more thing to talk about. Previously, we announced that CyberPunk 2077 was coming to Stadia, and today we can tell you that it is arriving on November 19th alongside other platforms, and pre-orders are starting now. Night City Wire is almost over, but if you do want just a little bit more, then stay tuned.
O jogo também vai sair na plataforma falida do Stadia. E junto com todo mundo. Ah, mas ninguém quer, nobody care, mano. Basicamente já tá acabando o Night City, ela já tá relembrando e deve acabar com o campeonato.
There is one more thing we're going to show you. Welcome to the diner.
Opa, mais um trailer.
So what do you want? Supercar? Big house? You want to rule this city? Well, you ain't getting anywhere without an upgrade. You need a softer touch, stronger spine, because taking over Night City ain't gonna be easy.
I'm in. CyberPunk 2077.
Não, eu não tô falando de falida de escrota, mas eu tô falando do Stadia pra mim, Everton, o Stadia ele ser flopado, cara, porque aqui o jogo não vai pegar essa parada de de download e de streaming de jogo ao mesmo tempo, sabe qual é? Então é isso, acabou com esse trailerzinho novo. Cara, gostei muito desse Night. A parada foi muito bem feita, mas assim, não vai ter mais choro nem mela, vai sair pra tudo, né? Vai sair pra tudo, isso é ótimo. E de novo, não teve atraso. Não tem atraso, não tem nada. Então, tá ótimo, tá ótimo. Vai ter mais nada pelo jeito. Acabamos com o Night do dia de hoje. Esse que foi o último, né? Porchão confirmado, com certeza. O Porsche foi uma parada muito maneira, uma sacada muito bem feita, né? Eles estavam precisando. Tem duas key, Heigler? Que isso, doido? Já? O negócio nem saiu ainda direito, mano. Agora vai ter um post-show do Night City. Onde eles vão comentar mais um pouquinho das coisas. Só que tá sem som. Não sei porquê. F. Ótimas notícias. Eu gostei desse behind the scenes, assim, ficou muito da hora. É uma coisa que a gente tem que ficar de olho também, porque com certeza até mais o lançamento vai sair mais coisas, deve fugir, escapar mais alguma coisa assim. Eita, o som voltou agora, não saiu. Voltou, saiu, voltou.
Whatever is on your mind. Also, you can ask, yeah, however those work, magic. And you can also ask questions. So you can ask.
Tá tendo um problema de comunicação entre eles.
Okay, it sounds like our directors have just told us in here that we did not have audio at the very beginning. We should be okay now. I believe the problems have been solved.
Uma coisa que a gente percebeu
Hello
também,
everyone,
né?
I'm Alana, I'm joined by Jesse. We've already done this and
Que
spoken about
não
how
teve um
excited we
trailer
are.
super longo ou alguma coisa assim, ficou bem pouca coisa pra se revelar mesmo, mas tudo bem, foi ótimo. O vídeo vai estar disponível aí pra quem quiser ver aqui no Vale. Estamos terminando aqui mais essa edição aí. A última eu não pude acompanhar, mas essa eu tô aqui. Gente, qualquer coisa, se inscreve no Vale, se inscreve no Vale do Pontar. Conteúdo de Gwent, CyberPunk, The Witcher, tudo aqui com a gente, sempre bem feito. E com isso também a gente também tem um conteúdozinho que a gente já pode jogar pro ValeCast, algum ValeCast, né? Pra falar de CyberPunk novamente. E tá chegando, galera, é isso aí. Bem, tô terminando por aqui. E é isso, galera. Valeu!
Or maybe we'll bring someone on who can answer them better, right, Alana?
We absolutely will, yes. We will be hearing from a developer, and we have a cool cosplay guest, which you guys will absolutely